Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Janet here, and we have a special guest.
Hi you guys, my name's Lydia.
And she actually moved here from Seattle. So this video will be all about relocating to Arizona. Gabby is not in this video, but she's out there in the back, working hard and making stuff for the A-team.
Promise she's still a part of the team.
So stay tuned. So you're from Seattle, or you're actually from another town really close to Seattle, right?
Yes. So I grew up in a city called Kenmore. And Kenmore is probably about 15 minutes right outside of downtown Seattle.
Cool. So what brought you to Arizona?
Mainly school and the cost of living. I kind of knew I wasn't going to get into like the school I wanted to go to in Seattle. So I applied to ASU and I got in over here. Go Sun Devils. But yeah, the cost of going to school in Arizona, my out-of-state tuition was actually less than my in-state tuition would have been if I stayed in school in Seattle.
Wow.
So that was a very big factor for me.
So that's actually quite interesting to hear, because so what you're saying is that school is also more affordable, like ASU is more affordable than Seattle? In Washington?
A lot more affordable. And I know that people living in Arizona think that ASU is expensive, but like in reality it's not at all. Like in-state tuition is probably a third of what it is in Washington.
Wow, I did not know that. That's great news. Well, that's great news and good to know. So what about, you're currently renting right now, right?
I am.
So
Yeah.
are the rents more affordable than?
Yeah. So I think renting here is definitely more affordable. Like when I lived back in Seattle, I lived with my parents, and that was also one of the reasons why I moved to Arizona, just because living on my own in Seattle, I never thought it would be a possibility with like my income. And moving to Arizona, it definitely was more affordable, and I could afford a place on my own.
Wow, and she's working on buying, guys. She obviously works for the 18th, so we're definitely helping her with that process of hopefully becoming a homeowner soon. And another thing that I wanted to ask, when you moved to Arizona, I mean, what is the things that you wish you would have known back then that you know now?
So one of the main things I wish I would have known was the distance, because over here everything is very spread out. Like downtown isn't built upwards how it normally is in like every other city. It's like built all across the board. It's pretty flat here. So
Arizona is flat.
Yeah. So what's it called? I wish I would have, like known that like the distances are a lot further here, because like even if I live like 15 minutes from work, I could never walk here because I have to get on the highway. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. So one of the things that unfortunately is not very easy in Arizona is transportation. Like you definitely need a vehicle, like you need a car, because traveling is not like you cannot just catch the light rail or the bus, just to get from point A to point B. And they're available, but I think they take long too. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
No, I've never rode the light rail here or the bus. But I know it's not as easy as coming from LA, where I'm originally from. And I'm guessing it's the same from Seattle.
Yeah. No, like back in Seattle, I did ride the bus like throughout downtown Seattle. But like here, honestly, I've never had to ride the bus because like thank God I have a card so I can drive around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was definitely one of the big factors that I didn't know about, which I wish I kind of would have known, and then I would have chosen like where I lived more accordingly.
Okay. So. Now, another question that I have for you. What is you've been here how many years now?
It's gonna be 4 years in January. 4 years.
What is your most favorite thing that you love about Arizona after moving?
Okay, so me moving to Arizona, it took a very long time for me to like actually enjoy it and love it. And I think it's because I'm very used to like how Washington looks.
So green.
But, yeah. But after being here a couple of years, I think just the desert is so beautiful and in a very different way that you can't get anywhere else, like in the U.S.
That's so funny.
It's so unique.
I used to hate cactus, and what right now that you mentioned that is like I love succulents and all the desert plants now, and we're actually acclimating to like Arizona, and I love Arizona, you know. But you're right. I did go to Seattle earlier this year, and it's so green and beautiful. So it's very different coming from a green state to a brown place where everything is like brown, deserted.
Literally.
Even the houses have very similar colors.
Yeah, all the houses are stucco.
Yeah, it's crazy. So what do you miss the most about Washington?
I think just the like accessibility of being able to walk around, you know, like downtown. And not having to worry about if it's going to be too hot to walk around outside. Yeah,
that's true. However, like right now it's perfect weather.
It's amazing
like
right now.
I think low 60s outside or high 60s, and then next week we're expected to be in the 70s, and it's just October.
Yeah.
Which one of the things I've noticed that has changed a lot is the weather. Typically October is still kind of hot, and now it's like we're hitting the 50s at night, 70s next week. And then it stays fresh, maybe like 7 to 9 months out of the year. You know, you have amazing weather. So, I mean, other than that, I mean, is there anything that you would change or that you would have done different from back then to now?
I think I would have just liked more information about like where I was moving, and then, you know, like actually know like what I'm getting myself into because like when I first moved here, I moved to Tempe because that's where ASU is, but I wasn't even at the Tempe campus, so like I was unaware of like how far it was from where I lived.
That's right. Tempe ASU split in, is it four
or 5 campuses?
Yeah, so we have the main campus, and then downtown campus, and then the
West,
Phoenix and Glendale West. There's a couple. So do your research on that.
Yeah, no. So I think definitely like I feel like one thing that's missing is more information on like every city, and you know, like if you work downtown, like these are the neighborhoods you should live in. If you go to school in Tempe, like this is where you should live, you know, like all that stuff.
We'll work on those videos for you guys. And then what would you recommend somebody trying to relocate to Arizona? Like, is there anything that you would share with them, or what would you recommend?
Well, number one, I think you should definitely come visit before, you know, like you decide to move here. And one thing that I didn't know until I moved here was like I didn't know that Arizona actually can be cold, and it actually has very nice weather throughout most of the year except for like late April to like September. So I think that's like one nice surprise that I didn't know, and I think a lot of people just assume that it's always in the hundreds here, and it's not. Thank God, because you wouldn't leave the house. But yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, guys. We have a transplant from Seattle, Washington, relocating to Arizona 4 years ago, and she absolutely loves it.
I do.
And would you go back to Washington, or what are your plans?
Not anytime soon. Like I think in like the far future, I would like to see myself back in Seattle, but as of right now, I'm very comfortable in Arizona. I'm looking to buy a house here. You know, like I love working with them.
Yeah.
So like
even your family started investing.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have 2 sisters here now. My parents have a property here, so I'm slowly getting my family here.
It's a great place to be.
Yeah,
you know, it really is. It's in my opinion, it's a lot more affordable compared to other major cities. You know, you can't compare to someone to another state that's not in development or growth, or it's a larger city. But like compared to San Francisco, which we have, believe it or not, in our building we actually have DoorDash. Yeah. You know, and it's crazy because now they have like 4 stories out of the 10 in this building. And what we know, their main headquarters are in San Francisco. The next thing you know, we have all these people being hired for that company. So I don't know if they're gonna be low key, moving their company from San Francisco, probably pay a quarter or a tenth of what they pay here in Phoenix. But anyways, there you guys have it, the interview with Lydia. She's part of the A team, works with us, and is from Washington. Overall, going over about how she moved, her experience moving from Washington to Arizona, and so far she loves it.
Yes, I do.
So if you guys have any questions, comment below, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.